What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome to another night of Dirty Old Bastards Racing League action here on Elbows Up TV. Twitch.tv/ElbowsUpTV is where we are live right now, as well as the DOB Facebook page and live on the DOB YouTube page as well. Tonight is a very special event. It's not our normal Wingless Wednesday. Lobby getting loaded in right now. What we will be witnessing tonight is the 2019 edition of the Corn Belt Nationals at Knoxville. This is a DOB non-wing sprint car event. And what makes it so special is that in iRacing terms, it's technically a multi-car event. Now, if you're not familiar with, say, the road course version of iRacing, what we mean by multi-car event is that these drivers have a choice of what type of car to drive tonight. Normally, when you're talking multi-class, you're talking something like, road course racing, sports car racing, American Le Mans, that sort of thing. You get to pick between a prototype or a GTE or a GT3, something of that nature. Tonight, you get to choose between a fast sprint car and a fast sprint car. We're not mixing wings and non-wings, no. What we're doing is giving the drivers a choice between a 410 sprint car and a 360 sprint car. Of course, the only difference, size of the engine, horsepower. And you may think, well, why would anybody ever choose a car that has less horsepower? Why wouldn't you always go with the 410? Well, remember, we're talking about the DOB here. And in the DOB, we don't reset the track state. Which means that throughout the night, the track is going to get more and more slick. And as the track gets slick, you're going to be dealing with a much harder race car to handle. These 410 cars just flat out don't want to do what you tell it to do when the track gets slick. And the 360 car, however, with less horsepower, will be a little easier to handle. It's going to get not necessarily better traction, but you're not going to have as much horsepower there to blow the rear tires off of the thing. So the drivers have a choice. Do I want to have that extra horsepower with the 410, or do I want to be ready for the end of the night? 410 is going to be really good at the beginning of the night. By the end of the night, the 360 is going to start coming in. And that is the question that you've got to ask yourself. Now, the Corn Belt Nationals is a race ran on points, similar to the Knoxville Nationals. You score points for how you qualify, how you finish in your heat, how you finish through the B and A main. And being a two-night event, which starts tonight, ends tomorrow night, we take all of the points that are tallied, and that's what sets the final running order for the A main feature tomorrow night. So it's going to be a complicated thing. We're going to keep track of who has what car, which I'm trying to see how I can tell that. Might have to do it the old-fashioned way. And it might not even be able to tell. So I'm going to have to look and see how I can tell what we're dealing with here. But it's going to be something that we will track all night long. Looks like we're in store for 4 heat races here tonight. Qualifying will be an open quali session, which means it's not the normal qualifying that we see when it comes to DOB competition. But everybody will be lined up in the pits, and they're going to go out one at a time. We're going to get to see everybody qualify here tonight. Tim Sims and the watch party on board. Glad to have you. Tim Sims, of course, getting on board with the Dirty Old Bastards Racing League. He's offering some prize packs for the competitors that do well in tonight's and tomorrow night's action. Going to be keeping track of that. We'll let you know more about that tonight. Right now, in hot laps, it is James Tiernan, currently sitting P1. Cole Newellhoffen, P2. Rusty Kruger in 3rd. Dustin Griffiths 4th. And Kendall Tucker right now has the 5th quickest lap. I want to do a little talking about the DOB Pure Cornhole League and Tournament 360 Wingless Series. Got the championship points out right here. You can see Rusty Kruger is the man out front by 7 points over James Tiernan. Cole Newellhoffen right there, 34 points behind the leader. Braden Eiler and Brent Hobson rounding out your top 5. So that gives you a good idea of who's been running good so far this season. This is not a points event. It's a standalone event. But good to keep track of there. So that's going to be it for Hot Laps. James Tiernan quickest in Hot Laps. We're going to get ready for qualifications. Everybody's going to get loaded into the pit lane. And then we'll be able to take a look at what we're dealing with tonight. -minute qualifying session. We're not going to run that long for sure, but I'm sure they're having a driver's meeting right now. To let everybody know how this deal is going to work. Looks like we got 20 cars signed in tonight. This is a special event, so it's not open to the normal 60-car session. Dirt Dog, I think we're looking at 35 laps tomorrow, same as tonight. That's probably something that you'll see is fairly standard, simply because of fuel constraints. They won't be counting yellow flag laps, so it can get complicated when it comes to fuel. on a big track like this. Like, especially like last night, we were talking about fuel at the USA Speedway, and it is very complicated at USA because well, at least in a 410, you almost use like 0.8 a lap, 0.8 gallons of fuel a lap, which you can, that's just, you can only hold 30 gallons on the thing. So when you're using that much fuel, you don't really have the option of doing, well, let's do a 40 lap feature. Just not really going to work that way. So we're getting everybody loaded in here for qualifying. Like I said, 35 laps here tonight. 4 heat races. I'm not sure that we'll have a B main. James Tiernan on track right now. Looks like his run is done. He's got a best of 17.761. I think we've got 2 separate groups here that are going out. And it doesn't show me that the drivers are out there until after they complete a lap. I'm going to have to see here if we can keep an eye on who's out and who's not. Show Bo Bruning sitting in second. His best lap of 18.183. Jeff Westergaard in the 166. See him utilizing that cushion. Still a lot of moisture out there on this track. 81 degrees here. The virtual Knoxville Raceway. 18.547 was lap 1. There's an 18.509, so he goes a little bit quicker. Not quite what we saw out of Tiernan. Chris Roberts, DOB admin, now on the track for qualifications. .350. Lap number 1. Coming around to complete lap number 2 here. We'll see if he can improve. Nope, that's an 18.453, so no improvement there. That sticks him 4th currently. Rusty Kruger, current DOB Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments 360 wingless sprint car points leader. 17.947. Currently P2 to James Tiernan. Tiernan with a 17.7. Pacing the way right now. Second lap was an 18.093. So no improvement there for Kruger on his second lap. Dustin Griffiths on track now in the 82. Dustin been pretty quick recently. We've seen some bad luck go his way. 17.796 first lap for Dustin Griffiths. Put him P2 right now, provisionally. Second lap is better, 17.853. Not quite quick enough to take P1, but Griffiths looking pretty good. Braden Eiler for the Kinzer Sim team. Out in the 005. Lap 1 in the books. It's an 18.085. That's good enough for fourth. He's going to cross the line right here. We're going to see if he improves. 18.188, so no improvement there for Braden. Peyton Grease now on the racing surface. Jeff Westergaard mentioning that he's in a 360 here tonight. Peyton with an 18.063 on lap number 1. So right now, Peyton goes under with an 18.093 there. See if somebody else is on track here. Kendall Tucker currently waiting for his turn. Jeff Westergaard currently at a 18.509. He mentioned that he was driving a 360. James Tiernan is currently P1 with a 17.761, so that's a difference of 0.8 right now. Todd LeBoux out there ran an 18.3 on his first lap, goes to an 18.044, which puts him fourth. Kendall Tucker hitting the track now. First lap for Kendall was an 18.011. Swindell Speed Lab driver found success last night in the 360 series. Race number 1 winner. Second lap not quicker, 18.032. Jonathan Lowe hitting the track now in the DOB 20. Fresh paint scheme on that car. First lap clocking in at an 18.263. That's good enough for 10th. Second lap, 18.406, so no improvement there on lap number 2, which for the most part is what we've seen. Cole Newhoffen hitting the track now. Jeff, we're trying to figure that out, actually, because I don't have a way to readily tell that. So I've got a message into the admins to find out who's running in what class right now. I would be willing to bet that we're not going to see too many 360s here tonight, but as you can tell, you're in one yourself. There are some people that think that it might be beneficial. Trying to see who is next on the track here. Newhoffen. Looks like Nicholas Cheever is the man taken to the racing surface. 18.718 was lap 1. Lap 2, clocking in at an 18.483, so that puts Nicholas in 12th. Brad Feria out in the number 72. .236 for Feria there. Currently P10 provisionally. Crossing the line for lap number 2. Looks like he's going to improve. That's an 18.110. Picks up a couple of spots there. Moves him into 8th place. Matthew Williams in the 13. Pushing off. Ready to get his qualification run going. .844 lap number 1 for Williams. Second lap will be an 18.656. So Williams goes 15th. That might be one of those looking like a 360 there. We're going to keep track of who's running what if we could get some information. Is Billy Rowley in the 79 on the track right now. Looks like lap 1 was an 18.163. He's currently trying to improve it here. 18.164, so difference of 1/1000th of a second there for Rowley. P9 provisionally. Mason Hannigan now on the track. The Tropical Storm found his way onto the podium last night in 360 competition. 18.285 for Mason. Team SETI driver. Talked about him starting his career 600cc micros in central Indiana. Mason goes to an 18.229, which puts him 12th provisionally. See Stephen Hill waiting. Tyson Landis on track in the Wicked Relief Gum with CBD machine. Another Team SETI driver. P6 on lap number 1, 18.054. Second lap is an 18.082. No improvement for Landis, but P6 is not too bad for this late in the qualifying session. Stephen Hill on track in the 127. Good view of how these guys are working it right now. 18.004 for Stephen Hill. That moves him to P4 so far. Indy Boy votes more open qualifying. Might be a little more complicated when you're talking about 60 cars like we normally see. Final qualifier on track, Cole Newhoffen in the 008. Another Kinzer Sim Team driver, very fast when it comes to non-wing sprint cars. .291 for Cole. He only got one lap because I think he missed his designated qualifying position. So he got one lap there. P16 for Cole with that 18.291, and I think that's gonna do it for qualifications. James Tiernan in the 98. P1. Dustin Griffiths, Rusty Kruger. Stephen Hill late in qualifying took P4, and Kendall Tucker rounding out your top 5. So Kruger, Tiernan, and Newhoffen are your top 3 in points. Newhoffen, the only one that seemed to struggle there in qualifications, has P16, but Tiernan P1 and Kruger P3. So we're going to get ready to move the qualification procedure on. We do have an update from the admins. No way to tell who's in 360s and 410s. So everybody's got that information under their hat. If anybody wants to let us know in the Twitch or Facebook chats, you're more than welcome to do so. But other than that, we're going to have to guesstimate as we go through tonight's event, which actually might be more fun, to be honest with you. You can see Newhoffen in 16th. We talked about him being a really quick driver. That might be one that you could look at as a 360. Billy Rowley, I know, was flirting with the idea. He's P11 at 18.163. He was thinking about it. We know Westergaard was a 360. He's P19. Chris Roberts, P17 is a possibility. But we will keep an eye on that going forward. See if we can pick those guys out, and we might be able to see them as we get going in these heat races. Heat race number 1 lining up right now, waiting on Brad Ferrier to hop in. There he goes. 10 laps the distance. Points handed out to every driver here. So these heat races, very, very important when it comes to scoring points for the feature tomorrow night. Let's talk about the starting lineup on the pole. It is the Elbows Up Sim Sport driver, the number 98 of James Tiernan, and to his outside in the 127, it's Stephen Hill. Tyson Landis in the 31, inside row number 2, and Brad Ferrier in the 72 to his outside. Row 3 belongs to Bo Brunig and the 008 of Cole Newhoffen. And rounding out your field in the confirmed 360 sprint car machine, it is Jeff Westergaard. Three heat races set for tonight's action. Getting ready to rock here for 10 laps. Tiernan has the field coming off of turn 4. He's going to give him life. Good start for Tiernan. He gets to the top side in front of Stephen Hill. You can see Newhoffen trying to make his way through already. Hill quiet away sideways. You saw Landis have to check up there for just a moment. Newhoffen already up to 4th. No passing points in play, but finishing points very important. Watching that battle for second spot. Hill has it. Landis wants it. Landis working a lower line there. Pulls even with Hill before the momentum carries the 127 around him. You can see that line of slip. Ooh, problems there for Hill, who gets crossed up. He's going to back up into Newhoffen, which allows Brad Feria around him. So move Newhoffen back to 5th. He's got it gathered up. Looked like Hill just hit the cushion the wrong way. Oh, now Feria has the same problem. That moves Feria back to 6th. Newhoffen now setting his sights on the 127 of Stephen Hill. You can see the slight damage there on his front nerf bar. Right now, James Tiernan has a comfortable lead on the 31 of Landis. Laps winding down here in heat race number 1. First heat race of 3. And we are scoring points as we finish, which will set the field for tomorrow night. Here comes Newhoffen to the inside of Hill. He's going to pull that slide job. Can Hill pull the over-under? Coming out of 2. He's level. But Newhoffen able to power by and take control of 3rd spot. And that moves him up 3 spots in tonight's feature starting lineup. That's pretty big. Now Hill under fire from Bo Brunig, who's going to take 4th away from him. Out front, Tiernan takes the white flag. Rolling really well right now. Fastest car on the track. 2 more corners, no mistakes. Tiernan's going to lock it down. Give it to him in the 98. James Tiernan, heat race number 1 winner. Tyson Landis in 2nd. Cole Newhoffen 3rd. And Bo Brunig comes home in 4th. Faria having a little bit of fun after the race. Always less expensive to do it in the sim than real life. No caution flags there in heat race number 1. Smaller fields here tonight might have something to do with it. Also, these guys really like Knoxville. A little bit less complicated than last night at USA. Track's still in pretty good shape as well. Which makes me wonder, for only 3 heat races, how long will it take for those 360s to really come alive? We talked about it earlier. You have the choice between a 410 sprint car and a 360 sprint car. 410s, of course, will be much faster when there's moisture in the track. But when the track slicks off, all of a sudden those 360s will be a little bit easier to handle. Trying to figure out who has what car. A little more complicated. Right now we're using our best guess and imagination, trying to analyze how these things handle early on in the night to figure out who's got that trump card in the back pocket. Starting lineup here for heat race number 2. It's Dustin Griffiths in the 82 and the 46 of Kendall Tucker to his outside. Peyton Grease in the 292 and the 79 of Billy Rowley make up row number 2. Mason Hannigan and Chris Roberts, row number 3. And rounding out your field in the 13, it is Matthew Williams. Jeff is already saying he's thinking about switching to a 410 for tomorrow. He got upside down there in the heat race. Dustin Griffiths has him. We're going green here off of turn number 4. Kendall Tucker tried to telegraph it, but did so unsuccessfully. We got a little bit of contact there in the back. Peyton Grease got crossed up. That gave Billy Rowley trouble. He backed up. Ooh, Hannigan on the berm, and he's going to make contact there with Peyton. Peyton's car seemingly dead in the water. Got it back going now, but we've seen plenty of wildness here to start this race. Peyton really struggling with that machine at the moment. Chris Roberts with the slide job there going to clear Peyton, and that opens the door for Williams. Yeah, Peyton's parking it. Not sure what's going on with that thing, but he is not happy. Dustin Griffiths out front, currently holding off Kendall Tucker there in the 46. Billy Rowley, who got crossed up early, starting to run those two down. Everybody spread out because of that first lap issue. See the differences in line there. Kendall Tucker entering the corner on the cushion. Rowley allowing the car to slide up to the cushion. It was working for Billy, but that last lap, I do believe Tucker was a little quicker. Griffiths with an 18.48, Kendall with an 18.49, and Billy with an 18.48. So those three very even out front. Let's take a look farther back. Mason Hannigan comfortably in 4th with Christopher Roberts. Entering turn 3 there. Matthew Williams, the only other car on track. Williams we talked about. We believed he was in a 360. Roberts is also a possibility. So they might not be as quick right now, but we could see some faster times from them come feature time. 2 laps to go here. Griffiths doing everything right out front. Comfortable lead over Kendall Tucker. You saw that car step out on him there, exiting turn 2. White flag is out for Dustin Griffiths. See Billy Rowley trying to catch that Kendall Tucker Swindell Speed Lab machine. Unable to do so far. But all 3 of these drivers turning in some good laps. Dustin Griffiths going to take heat race number 2 in front of Kendall Tucker, Billy Rowley, and Mason Hannigan. Rounding out your top 4. Final heat race of the evening here. Heat race number 3. Talked about Tim Sims getting involved with the DOB Racing League. If you're not familiar with Tim Sims, he has a portable iRacing setup that he travels with to various tracks across the country, dirt tracks. I do believe some pavement tracks as well. Mainstay in the Midwest. He was talking about he'll be at the King's Royal here coming up in July. Tim is actually putting together a special event which will be happening in Lima, Ohio at a hotel which he has rented, and he will be putting on an iRacing tournament that is supposed to pay very big money. And by big money, I mean big money. He's got a lot of sponsors on board. We're going to get some more details for that going forward, but he's really excited about that. He's come to the right place to find high-level drivers here with the DOB. Talking about high-level drivers, on the pole in the 5, it's Rusty Kruger, your current points leader, with Todd LeBeau in 2nd, Braden Eiler 3rd, Brent Hobson 4th, Jonathan Lowe 5th, and Nicholas Cheever rounding out your field. We're going green here for 10 laps. Kruger gives the race life. Eiler trying to follow him through. Slide job not going to work on LeBeau. He's fighting back on the outside. Now Eiler clears him going into turn 3. Heard a little bit of contact there. Nicholas Cheever didn't get the start that he wanted. Here comes LeBeau back to the inside of Eiler. Eiler standing firm on the outside, but a little bit crossed up on the cushion goes Eiler. Wow, he got that car straightened up just before big contact there with Brent Hobson. That is Jonathan Lowe who does a 360. He gets that car under control, but that's going to bring out the caution flag. You can see the problem for Eiler. He worked real hard to get that thing straight because he knew there was going to be some big trouble. And man, Lowe had that car really go around quickly. Right front just dug in. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, however. Worked out for Jonathan Lowe right there. He's going to take an end-of-line penalty for that caution, but no damage to the car. First caution of the night here. Allows us to reset. Hobson and Cheever, only cars moving forward at the moment. Kruger had a comfortable lead over LeBeau. Lights out on the pace truck. We're going to go green this time, working lap 6. So winding down here. Kruger has control of the race. He's going to get a good start there at the bottom of the track. LeBeau trying to work the middle. Gives away probably 3.5 car lengths here, but he's making good ground through 1 and 2. Braden Eiler behind him. A little bit of contact there. Working his way forward. He's going to get around Brent Hobson for 3rd. Start to make his charge forward. Here comes Hobson back in with the slide job. Makes it stick there. Just the right amount of slowdown. Eiler digging on the bottom. Going to slide up in front of Hobson once more. Those two doing real good battle right now. Battle for the lead tightening up here. LeBeau catching Kruger. He got a little crossed up there coming out of turn 2. Lost a little bit of time. But he's got 2 laps to figure something out here. Race winner will start inside row number 2 for tonight's feature. Here he's going to try a different line to make some ground up on Kruger. Don't think that worked, actually. Rusty Kruger powering off of turn 4, looking at the white flag. Good gap there now for Kruger, who can settle in. Rusty Kruger, current points leader in the Pure Cornhole League and Tournament Series, takes heat race number 3 with Todd LeBoux, Braden Eiler, and Brent Hobson rounding out your top 4. Want to remind everybody that Wicked Energy Gum is a boost of energy, alertness, and focus in a chew. Only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to take effect and is a cheaper and healthier alternative to energy drinks and shots that fill you with calories and sugar. Wicked Energy Gum is made in the USA, and the best part of it all is that for every pack you buy, they make a donation to the Cognitive Warriors Foundation, who focuses on improving access to quality health care for active and former U.S. military men and women who suffer from depression and PTSD. Just go to wickedenergygum.com and use code DOBRL for 10% off your order and free shipping on race days. Ladies and gentlemen, lining up right now for a 4-wide salute. It is your DOB Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments Corn Belt Nationals field. Live at Knoxville. 4 wide for your viewing pleasure. A warm-up session here. Good salute to all you DOB fans that stick with us late nights, hanging out, watching for that exciting action that we always end up getting from the DOB. It doesn't matter if they're side by side, fighting it out for the win, or beating and banging, hurting each other's feelings. We are never disappointed with the DOB. And this is their appreciation to you with the 4-wide salute. So much fun to have the privilege to call these races. These guys are the best there is. There is no better dirt racing leagues than the Dirty Old Bastards Racing Leagues. And we get to watch them 3 nights a week. 2.5 minutes left here for these guys to get some practice in. Try to figure out where they're going to be running for tonight's feature. Ethan, yes. Oh, goodness gracious, look at that crash. There are 360s and 410s in this race. Drivers get to choose. The idea is to give the guys late in the night some options. Although this track is holding a lot of moisture, it's in pretty good shape. I'm not convinced that the 360s are going to be a viable option here tonight. We do know there are a couple of guys that took the 360. Right now, quickest in the warm-up session, it is Kendall Tucker in the 46. P2 belongs to Braden Eiler. 3rd quick, Peyton Grease. 4th, Rusty Kruger. And Stephen Hill, currently 5th quick. We are getting ready for 35 laps here at the Knoxville Raceway for the Corn Belt Nationals. See that cushion starting to get a little dangerous. There's still a lot there, however. Dustin Griffiths. There, look at that. Gonna have to keep track of that. Dustin Griffiths, the man going P1. now fastest in the session. You see him behind Braden Eiler, who's a little slower there going into turn 3. That caused some issues. James Tiernan goes to 3rd. Chris Roberts working the inside of Billy Raleigh, a little bit crossed up. And the warm-up session completes with Griffiths, Newhoffen, and Kendall Tucker, your top 3 in practice. 35 laps, ladies and gentlemen, is what we will be doing here. Dirty Old Bastards Non-Wing Sprint Car League, sponsored by Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments. Check them out on Facebook as well. Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments. Longtime supporter of the Dirty Old Bastards Racing League, formerly the Pawkins Custom Tailgate Games. You can find them on Facebook. Check and see what they're all about. A little bit of bump there in the center of the field. Looks like Bo Brunig saying hi to Billy Raleigh. As these guys get ready to roll. I do believe it is facebook.com/Pure Cornhole League and Tournament. That's where you can find them. Do recommend that everybody go give them a like. Let them know that we appreciate their support here. Jeff Westergaard not making the A main because apparently the flip in the heat race gave him a penalty, and when he didn't clear the penalty, it carried over into tonight's feature. So unfortunate for Jeff Westergaard. Starting lineup here. James Tiernan on the pole in the 98 with Dustin Griffiths to his outside. Rusty Kruger and Tyson Landis, row 2. Kendall Tucker and Todd LeBeau, row 3. Cole Newhoffen and Billy Raleigh, row 4. Braden Eiler and Bo Brunig, row 5. Mason Hannigan and Brent Hobson, row 6. Brad Feria and Chris Roberts, row 7. Jonathan Lowe and Stephen Hill, row 8. Matthew Williams and Nicholas Cheever, row 9. And starting tail end Charlie, it is Peyton Grease in the 292. That car was quick in the warm-up. We're going to have to keep an eye on him. 35 laps here, ladies and gentlemen. Going to have a lot of fun. 410 and 360 non-wing sprint cars. Given green here. The Corn Belt Nationals are underway. Kruger with the jump around Griffiths, who... No, Kruger found the fence. Upside down is Rusty Kruger. Let's watch Kruger here on the start. Slides up the racetrack right into the fence, making contact with the outside retaining wall and going upside down. A little bit of contact with Griffiths, and that car comes to a rest on its head, which means he had to clear out. The car never took a set for Rusty. So one of the favorites out without even putting a lap in. Kruger, current points leader with the DOB Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments Wingless 360 Series. This, of course, not a points race, so it won't hurt him there. But these guys wanted to score good points here tonight because that changes where they start tomorrow night. Rusty Kruger going to be scored with 19th. Not what he wanted to see at all. Multiple cars there making some positions on the start. Kendall Tucker, Cole Newhoffen, Braden Eiler. Todd LeBeau back 1, but Mason Hannigan and Brad Ferry up 3 as well. So we're reset here. White flag lap goes to lap 38. Caution flag laps, of course, do not count. James Tiernan has the control. He gives him green. Kendall Tucker now in second. Dustin Griffiths third. Looks like Newhoffen looking to make a move there for second. Tucker holding a pretty good line there on the bottom with the race leader, Tiernan. See if Kendall tries to slide up. He's going to stay in the middle of the track. Tiernan on the cushion. Ooh, problems for Tucker getting crossed up there coming out of 4. That car all out of shape. He's able to control it, but Newhoffen's going to get around him there. Newhoffen looking very racy. Problems for Tucker into 3 as well. You saw the left rear of that car get off the ground. Newhoffen pulled level with Tiernan there for just a moment. You can see him go through the slick there. He got all kinds of sideways, which made him lose some time. Braden Eiler now has made his way into 5th, running that cushion. Saw Mason Hannigan taking that battle 3 wide with Landis and Rowley. I'm not sure if that's Roberts or Lowe that hit the fence back there. No caution flag. Rowley going to clear Landis. Hannigan now working the inside of Brunig. Everybody settled in now. Getting some good green flag laps. Brunig going to cut across in front of Hannigan. That's going to give Rowley a run on the outside. Hannigan getting up on the berm once more, crossed up. Going to lose 3 spots here. Feria on the inside. Now Rowley fighting with Brunig. He's got to check up there. Sorry, that is not Brunig. That's Todd LeBeau in the 94. Ooh, Rowley over the cushion there. You saw that car hopping. Take a look back out front, Tiernan. But we got a real good battle for second. Heating up. Dustin Griffiths on the outside. Kendall Tucker has got around Newhoffen. Tucker working the inside. Now Braden Eiler's going to make a move there. He's working his way around Newhoffen. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Griffiths went to the bottom, made contact with Tucker, then backs up in front of Eiler. That opens the door for Newhoffen, who comes back around the inside. All 4 of those guys crossed up, but able to control it. Newhoffen puts the slider on Griffiths. They make a little bit of contact, but so far, everybody's still going strong. Now contact between Tucker and Griffiths. They straighten it out once more. And all the while, Billy Rowley in 6th is starting to run these guys down because of this fantastic battle. Newhoffen has now cleared these cars, so he's got open track to try and track down James Tiernan. Griffiths seemingly with a handful. It's a quick handful, but struggling all the same. Tiernan's got a giant lead. Putting on a clinic right now. Caution flag waves, however. Problems for Bo Brunig. See Brunig on the inside of the racetrack. Oh, he's going to get Jonathan Lowe there. Lowe gets on the berm, hops up, runs into the back of Brunig. He gets that car turned around there, however. See if he actually lost a lap. I don't think he did. Well, they are going to say that he lost a lap there. So unfortunate for Brunig as he was trying to get that car turned around. Good green flag run there. Second caution of the evening moves our white flag lap to lap 41. Cole Newhoffen right now, one of the big movers. He's up to second, 5 spots up. Take a look down there in 9th. Peyton Grease, we said he was one of the quickest in the warm-up. Started dead last in this race. He's up 10 spots to 9th. So we'll keep an eye on that 292, see if he continues his climb forward. Still 80 degrees here, not much wind. Weather not playing a huge factor tonight. Lights out on the pace truck. We'll be going green this next time. James Tiernan did not want to see that caution. He had a huge lead on Newhoffen, and now Newhoffen's going to have a shot at him. Still plenty of laps left in this race. Lap 41 is when the white flag will fly. Here we go. Great start for Tiernan. Newhoffen got crossed up. That allowed Tucker to get to his bumper. You saw Tucker lifting there a little bit. Griffiths and Tucker side by side into turn 3. Tucker still trying to work that bottom. Another caution. Trying to see who that is. That's Williams. Looks like Stephen Hill finding some problems there with Williams. Williams comes up the racetrack. Stephen Hill getting the worst of it. I think Williams pulled it into the pits. Hill's still going. White flag lap goes to lap 44. Jeffrey Stewart in the Facebook chat telling me to get the Jaws soundtrack ready because the shark is moving. Peyton got another spot there on that restart. He's up to 8th. Eiler up 4. Rowley up 2. We've been seeing how hard it is for these guys to pass. That battle for second, third, fourth, really raging there for a moment. We saw Eiler caught those guys and made the passes, but he got crossed up and got the other cars got back around him, and all of a sudden he was unable to continue his charge. So it's complicated for these guys. They need to get some clear track to allow themselves to unlock the full potential of these machines. Should be going back green here on lap 22, which means we still got 22 laps left in this race. James Tiernan leading them down. Newhoffen, much better start this time. He's going to fly to the bottom of the racetrack. Kendall Tucker, a little bit of an issue there on the outside. He's crossed up. Near contact there with Braden Eiler. Everybody gets it straightened out. Eiler makes the pass around Griffiths and Tucker. Tucker now with the big slide job on the Kinzer Spin Sim team driver. Eiler back around Tucker for 3rd. See where Peyton's running here. He's working the bottom of this race course. Still sitting in 9th at the moment. Let's listen to what he's doing there to stay on the bottom. Using that berm some too. Getting that side bite. Trying to stay in the moisture. Not exactly the easiest thing in the world to do. Looks like his charge forward has stalled just a little bit. Meanwhile, out front, James Tiernan turning in very quick laps. He's rolling the cushion. Still a lot of throttle being used by that driver. You see Newhoffen trying to mount a charge. Third place, Braden Eiler has separated himself from Tucker and Griffiths. Billy Rowley behind those guys in 6th. So the field's starting to stretch out here. Mason Hannigan putting a slide job there, making his way around the 31 of Landis. Peyton Grease as well. Ooh, one car upside down. That's Kendall Tucker. That's going to bring out a caution and a front runner. Now out of this race. Here's Tucker into turn 1. See that car a little bit crossed up on entry, making contact with the retaining wall and getting upside down there towards the exit of 2. Back it up here as he's coming out of 4. You can see the car get crossed up there on the straightaway. He's off the gas a lot. Still, that thing just hooked on him. Dustin Griffiths made a little bit of contact. I think Billy Rowley got some as well. It's hard to tell if those boys had any damage because sometimes you get a ghosting effect there. Maybe they'll get incident points but no damage. So that's going to reset the running order. Kendall Tucker, who was in 4th, I believe, now relegated to the 16th position where he will finish here tonight. Unfortunate for that driver who was looking for a good finish. This is a 2-night event, the Corn Belt Nationals. These guys are scoring points for how they finish here tonight, which will set the lineup for tomorrow night's A main feature. So a crash is the last thing that Tucker wanted to have happen. That means he's going to have to make a hard charge through the field tomorrow night. Rusty Kruger going to be looking at the same thing. He was the first car out. Lap 47 will become the white flag lap. Should leave us with 14 laps left in this race. Still a long way to go. Hope these guys put on enough fuel here. We've had some caution flag laps, and we've seen fuel come into play in DOB competition so far this season. We are green once more on lap 33. Tiernan with a good start, but Newellhoffen able to keep pace. Now Newellhoffen to the bottom of the racetrack. Going to try a slide job. Tiernan into the fence just a touch. Unable to make it stick there. We saw Billy Rowley way sideways. He's got that gathered up right in front of Peyton Grease. Those guys 3 wide with Mason Hannigan coming out of turn 2. Trying to keep an eye on the battle for the race lead as well. Those guys running side by side. I'd love to watch it, but if we miss the pass for the lead, I'd never forgive myself. Tiernan and Newellhoffen fighting it out. Here comes Newellhoffen back to the bottom. Tiernan trying to hold that high side. Those cars very close as they come together at the high side of the track. Newellhoffen now switches up, goes to the bottom. I think that hurt him through 1 and 2. See that cushion starting to hook guys there in the center of the corner. Hannigan now has cleared Rowley. Peyton Grease trying to make his way around the 79. That's the 94. LeBeau also in this battle. Peyton started last in this race. Now LeBeau with a little bit of contact on that 292. They're able to sort it out, but that opens the door for Rowley. Ooh, problems for Hannigan. Rowley makes a little bit of contact, but he's able to stay off of him before too much damage is done. 3 wide in front of them. Peyton Grease trying to make his way back by. Todd LeBoux sliding in front of him. Peyton throws it in hard into turn number 1. He might not have appreciated that little bit of contact he got. You saw Rowley in the fence. He's crossed up there off the 2, able to get it straight. That 79 car dropping back here. Into the fence again goes Rowley. Grease on the inside of LeBoux, working the middle of the race course. 6th place right now. Would love to find that spot there for 5th around Hannigan, but he's got work to do. Brad Faria looking pretty racy there as well. Let's get back out front with James Tiernan, who's got a sizable advantage on P2. Got to keep running quick laps because we know how fast these guys can turn things around, but at the same time, with that topside as dangerous as it is, he's got to be very deliberate. No mistakes can be made. Good finish here is going to put him in the top row for tomorrow night. He's already got a heat race win, so there will only be a heat race tomorrow night where he can earn more positions. Newhoffen there, almost a straightaway back now. Trying to change his line a little bit to find whatever he can to make some ground on Tiernan. Braden Eiler in 3rd. Still working that high side. 4th place, Griffiths. 5th place, Mason Hannigan. Peyton Grease still making his charge forward from 19th on the grid. Been a long race and a hard battle. I'm starting to worry about fuel in these cars. Tiernan's been running the high side the entire race. When you're using the high side of the track, you're making a longer distance for yourself. You're also using more throttle up there, which means you use more fuel. James Tiernan hasn't put a wheel wrong all night, but does he have enough fuel in that tank? He's coming off of turn 4, looking at the white flag. James Tiernan, 4 more corners, and he's got a win on night 1 of the Corn Belt Nationals. Lap traffic ahead, but doesn't look like it's going to play much of a part. Tiernan making sure he hits that cushion right. Here he comes off of turn number 4. James Tiernan in the 98 takes night number 1 in DOB Corn Belt Nationals competition. Cole Newhoffen coming home in 2nd. 3rd place belongs to Braden Eiler. 4th place, Mason Hannigan. Rounding out your top 5 from 19th, Peyton Grease. Fantastic start to the Corn Belt Nationals. 2 nights of racing action. Night 1 in the books. And that is the man who found the win. A little bit of celebrations from Tiernan there. We're going to get everybody lined up on the front stretch. See if we can get some interviews with some of these guys. Let these guys get in Discord here. James Tiernan hopping in the broadcast booth. My friend, you made it look easy out there, stinking up the field here on night number 1. You've got to feel pretty good about what you were able to accomplish here tonight and getting maximum points to put yourself in a good spot for tomorrow night's A main feature. How does it feel?
Well, it really don't get much better than that. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say.
You're making it real easy on me here, Jimbo. But we saw you utilizing the top side of the track there. We had a really good battle there for second through fifth, as you were able to make a pretty good gap. But as soon as that yellow come out, were you a little bit worried, or were you confident in that machine that you were going to be able to get that gap back?
I had a confidence that I could at least gap the field a little bit, but again, on the starts, you never quite know what's going to happen. Run the high line, takes a little bit of momentum to get up there. I saw Cole on one of the a couple of the starts started to look a little low, but luckily I was able to skate past it and then kind of just move far enough away to where that wasn't as much of an issue. So I had a lot of fun there.
Now the Corn Belt Nationals, of course, is a little bit different. The drivers get the option of selecting a 410 or a 360 9-wing sprint car. With the amount of laps that we saw tonight, it seemed like there was still some good moisture in the racetrack. Do you think that having a 360 even would have come into play here tonight? You think these guys are going to stick with the 410s tomorrow night?
I would be amazed if you shied away from it. The outside, as you saw, was still pretty there. It was getting a little bumpy at the end, a little scary, but again, you wanted all power available because it was.
Well, it seemed like you had the power tonight, James. Fantastic win, riding that high line, making it look good. And we wish you luck going into tomorrow night. See if you can pull out the not weekend sweep, but at least the sweep here in the Corn Belt Nationals. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, AJ. Real quick, I'd like to thank Elbows Up Sim Sport. Developed a pretty good setup for the race today, so happy with that. I'd like to thank Wicked Cushion for sponsoring DOB. I'd like to thank EUTV for sponsoring me. Hopefully get the word out there about DOB and that kind of stuff. And I'd like to thank Dude Wipes because I'm feeling good like I know I should.
Another classic from Jimbo here with the Dude Wipes plug. Congratulations, my friend. Maybe we'll get to talk to you tomorrow night. Now let's talk to second place Cole Newhoff. And Cole, looked like you had to do a little bit of work there. I think that was, a 7th place starting position for you. But you were able to make your way up through the field and come home second. You feel pretty good about it, or were you wanting one more spot?
Yeah, I choked pretty bad in qualifying. I was like 5th to last or something. Started 6th, I think, in the heat. Got 3rd, started 7th, and then got up to 2nd. I had nothing for James, honestly. He can run the cushion in these. I can't. I tried, but I just wasn't as good as him on there. But he had a good run. I'm surprised I kept it out.
Well, we saw that car starting to hop around a little bit, and the cushion bit a couple of drivers as well. We saw an issue there with Kendall Tucker. You were able to navigate it, but you were also looking around for some moisture there on the racetrack. Did you find anything that maybe you can use tomorrow night, or still got some thinking to do to figure out how you're going to take that next step up on the podium?
I thought the bottom was going to stay there longer than it did, so I set my car up a little looser so I could run the bottom better, but it went away with like 20 to go, and I was like, okay, I just got to go up to the cushion and hope I don't die. So yeah, I pretty much tried every single line you can on the track. Diamond, slider, bottom, top, everything. I had nothing for James.
What about your thoughts on this 360 deal? You think anybody could have ran the middle there in the 360, or just not quite as competitive as the 410?
I don't know. It's pretty slick. I think depends how fast the bottom wears out tomorrow, I guess. If it did like tonight, 360s might be the way to go if you're wanting to go to the bottom and not junk yourself on the cushion. I mean, it's kind of I'm kind of thinking about trying it just so I can commit to the bottom and not move pretty much because I'm not good around the cushion. I don't know. I'll see. It'll suck for the heats though because you don't have the power to get through the tacky stuff, but
right.
I think I might try it. I don't know yet.
Well, a little bit of intrigue there for tomorrow night. Second place, Cole Newhoffen, still thinking about it, but congratulations. We look forward to seeing you doing good tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank teammates at Kinsler Race and Sim Team, sponsors Mozilla Light Transportation, Race on Texas, Wicked Cushion, Wicked Energy Gum, Profile by Sanford, DRC Chassis, Southern Pacific Farms, and Profile by...
There you have it, Cole Newhoff in second place tonight, and his Kinzer Sim team partner there In third, Braden Eiler here tonight. Braden, you had to make your way through the middle of the field there, but you were able to do so pretty well. Had some fantastic battles there as you were trying to get through there, third, fourth, and fifth. Talk about that race for us.
Yeah, the track was real racy there in the beginning, and the way it started off, it had a lot of potential to change throughout the race, and the racing lines and stuff would change, move up and down. But yeah, in the beginning, it was really fun, having the racy service like we did to be able to get runs off the corners and pass cars, and yeah, it was really fun there.
We saw a lot of different lines being selected. Is there anything that you found that you're going to utilize tomorrow night? You still got some plans to hit on the drawing board there to see if you could make your way forward?
I was kind of coming here, just living on a prayer, hoping I'd have something thrown together, but I was kind of hoping maybe there'd be a slider line coming in, something different to utilize. It'd be harder to pass you, and you'd still be able to make ground on the guy in front of you, and almost be able to utilize it to pass him as well. But I was kind of hoping for that to come in. Maybe I'd reel in Cole, but no, the top got pretty treacherous as usual. So I knew I wasn't as comfortable in these as I was in a lane car. So I just moved down to the bottom there towards the end because I felt comfortable where I was. I didn't really have any pressure from behind, so I just kind of moved down there and was just riding out for what I had.
So you feel pretty good about where you're sitting for tomorrow night. Your third place spot's going to earn you some pretty good points. Don't think you're going to have to pass as many cars there in the feature, but how do you feel about your chances?
Championship, I know I'm not going to win that. James is really good in these, and so is Cole. They have way more experience than I do in them. I'm just able to make it. But I know them two are going to have a good battle for it, and maybe something will happen tomorrow. I might be able to snag it, but I think it'll be up to them.
There you have it. Third place, Braden Eiler coming home on the podium here tonight. Still a lot of racing left to go. Tomorrow night, we've got the final night and the A main for the DOB Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments Corn Belt Nationals. Live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv. Live on the DOB Facebook page, also the DOB YouTube channel as well. We hope that you're going to join us once again tomorrow night at 9. A little bit of a shorter stream here tonight, but I do believe that our good buddy Billy Rowley is streaming over there on the Tuna Can 79. We'll probably host his chat there, or his stream, so you guys can go over and hang out with him. But like I said, we're done here tonight. We will be back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the final night of the Corn Belt Nationals. Like I said, do please head over to Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments on Facebook. Give them a like, check them out. Let them know that you're thankful for the support they give us here at Elbows Up TV and the Dirty Old Bastards Racing League. We appreciate that. Braden here saying that he wants to give some shout outs to his sponsors too. Go ahead, Braden.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank to the DOB and everyone that puts us on, you guys, for stepping up for the broadcast. Thanks to Wave Cushion, everyone at Kins Racing Sim Team, and also Rockstar Productions and Dirt Racing.
These are the guys that make it possible for us to be out here having fun. Appreciate everybody helping those guys out as well. Chris Roberts mentioning that James with the perfect score so far. So looking like he's going to be starting on the front row tomorrow night, as long as everything goes to plan. But like I said, that's going to be it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for the finale of the Corn Belt Nationals here on Elbows Up TV. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us and hope to see you tomorrow night. Later.